Hey everybody. Oh, let me get into the shade because it is another hot one. I wanted to touch base. It's going to be a shorter episode today. This is a shared picnic area for tenants, and I wanted to create some kind of a privacy screen for them that can be mobile. Next week, I'll show you the privacy screen solution I created for this very area. I think they need a little privacy from sort of the street traffic that's just right over there. In the meantime, I wanted to show you some things that are just making me so happy in the garden. I wanted to give you a quick roundup of my favorite trees and vines for small spaces. And sorry if some of this is on repeat because I love these guava trees. So number one on my list is guava trees. Now I've got a pink guava tree and I've got this strawberry guava tree. And both of them have been prolific and they're just a beautiful tree even without the fruit. The leaves are so pretty. Here is the guava tree that I grew in the middle of a table in the patio. It is doing so well. It's only been a couple weeks. In fact, you guys, look. I noticed this morning that it's actually shown its first strawberry guava fruit today. I mean, I cannot endorse this tree enough. If you are in the right zone, if you have a small space, this tree is, guava trees in general can get big, but they're very manageable in a container. You can really control how tall it is with just simple pruning. And I am so, and the flowers smell so good. I read that the strawberry guava tree is a good one because it's not fussy. I don't see any insects on them. You can have them in part shade. Usually when you plant or transplant another tree or flower or bush, you get a few weeks of sort of that shock, that planting shock, but this one had none of that. I mean, the next couple of days, I was already seeing signs of fruit and flower. So the next tree that I'm very fond of for the outdoors is the fiddle fig. I didn't have success with them indoors. They needed more water and more humidity than I was willing to give them, and they just were not thriving. When I brought my fiddle fig tree outdoors, actually right over here in the corner, they were doing so well. That made me plant a few in the front, but the main thing to keep them from growing, because fiddle fig trees outdoors can get enormous. So I'm keeping them in a container, and of course I'm trimming them and pruning them as needed. So when I made my fairy light hanging basket over my guava tree table, one viewer gave me a great note. She said, just beware of the possibility of spiders nesting in here. That grossed me out entirely. Our orchid guy comes every month to spray, so I'm gonna tell him to give the basket a little bit of a spritz. And for now, every time I water or if I think about it, I'm gonna just spray with some insect spray. Here are my espalier. It's the first time I did espalier was like about a year ago. And this is I think small little Mandarin oranges. And these are gonna be little tiny tangerines. And you do need to prune them to train them. I want to have them splayed horizontally. So that looks okay. So ultimately, after this one fruits, this one I'll probably prune out and then train these ones to go this way. After they fruit, then I'll go back and start training and pruning them again so they'll fit. But if you have a small garden, this espalier fruit tree is not taking up a lot of space. I mean, very, very little in depth and very little in height. So if you have a small little part of your garden that gets sun, think about doing an espalier. You can check out my espalier tutorial. I'll leave the link for you to check it out. It's time for passion fruits the passion fruit vine to start dropping fruit. It does such a nice job of giving this back garden some sense of privacy.
And when the fruit is ready to eat, it will turn purple and drop on the ground. And when it's really, really sweet, it will start to get a lot of wrinkles.
And sometimes I find the ripe ones caught inside the vine. I think here, this is one. This one's ready. It just got stuck in the leaves. But look at the size of that one. Maybe this one's ready. Let's look at this one. Or that's still attached. Let's see. Oh, that one's already ready to go too. Okay. Oh, here's a good example. When they're this wrinkly, that's when they start to get sweet. So just keep them on your kitchen counter until they get really wrinkly.
I only planted one tiny little vine a couple years ago, and this is what I got. This is a prolific vine. It's beautiful even when it's not fruiting. It maximizes vertical space in a small garden and at the same time creates wonderful privacy and boundaries. I just love my passion fruit vine.
All right, well, that's it. I'm going to be posting new videos every Sunday by 3 o'clock. That's going to be a change. Stay tuned next week. I'll show you how I'm creating this privacy screen and customizing it so it's a little bit cooler than just a regular big box store privacy screen. Okay. All right, so I'll see you next time for more small space tips inside and out.